Hello, in this video I'm going to teach you how to evaluate this type of limits where there is a cert in the rational function. There is a cert in the rational function, right? This is a cert, right? It's a radical function. So now, as I know that, as we know that we need to test the value, right? The value of this function when x very approach to when x approaching 0. So means that so what happened when x equals to 0? I substitute 0. I substitute 0 into the function. So I will getting 0, and square root of 1 minus 1 you're getting 0. So right, this is the case where undefined, indeterminate form. We say this is indeterminate form, ketidaktentuan. So you cannot determine what is the value of this. That's why I say undefined, 0 over 0. You cannot determine what is the value, right? But as I said that x is approaching 0, x is not equal to 0, right? So it still can be evaluated. That's why we have a limit of x approaching 0. Means that when the x very near to 0, what is happened to the value of this function? So okay, for this case, as you put in substitute the 0, you're getting 0, 0 undefined. So this case, you have a cert in the denominator. You have cert anywhere, or either you have on top of the numerator or denominator. So we were using the concept of multiplication of conjugate. All right, multiplication of conjugate. All right, what is the conjugate for this cert? This is a cert function. This is our target here. So the technique here is we want to evaluate this type of limit. We multiply with the conjugates of the certs. So it will be square root of 1 plus x 1. The conjugate of this will be plus 1, right? Plus 1. So we want to get rid of the cert here, right? So as you know that to evaluate a limit that involving the case of 0 over 0, we need to find out the common factor. Okay, we need to get the common factor here. So by this application, we apply the multiplier conjugate, we can find the factor. All right, so x. So okay, this one we don't expand. We don't expand for the top one, because these two are not conjugate pair. We don't expand, but we expand these two, right? So you expand, you're getting 1 plus x and plus 1 minus 1, right? So you have plus square root of 1 plus x minus with square root of 1 plus x, right? So in this one you have negative 1. So then you have limit as x approaching 0, so x square root of 1 plus x plus 1. So eventually we can see that these two will be cancel out. So 1 minus 1, you have 0, right? 1 minus 1, you have 0. So you are getting x, right? X is the common factor here. So we means that for a cert function, for a rational function with certs, when we want to evaluate the limits for the case of 0 over 0, we use the multiplication of conjugate so that we can get the common factor. Okay, at last we still need to do the elimination of common factor. So now after you eliminate the common factor, you have square root of 1 plus x plus 1, right? So now you can directly substitute into the function. 1 plus 0, so 1 plus 0 plus 1, so which will be 2. All right, means that the limits for this function here will be 2. All right, I will show you how to using calculator in evaluating this type of limits. All right, let's say you want to check your answer. You don't know whether your answer is true or not true. correct or not correct. So you can key in the function here. So same thing here, you can get, means that you can do this while you are in exam. So you can checking your answer, square root of 1 plus x, right? 1 plus alphabet x. Then breaking arrow, pressing this arrow, so move out from the square root, -1, right? Then you see carefully, you have this function. You have x over square root of x plus 1 minus 1, right? So x approaching 0, approaching 0 means x approaching 0 means x can be 0.00001, right? So 001 also can, right? Or you can write x equals to negative 0.000000001. Any number, all right? This is one of the number that approaching to 0. Okay, I can choose any number here. So I pressing the button CALC, calculate, calculate. Then I using 0. Okay, as much as 0 as possible. So 0.0000001. Okay, then I pressing the button equal 2 times, one more times. So I will using this one. Then I getting 2, right? Getting near to 2. So now I calculate. The more 0 I key in, the nearer to 0.000000001. This one is more near to 0, right? So you pressing equal, equal. All right. Oh, it's too many 0, I think. So I will calculate 0.00001. Okay, equal. Equal again. Okay, means that you cannot count more than too many zeros. So I will calculate 0.00001. Okay, I will get slightly lah. Alright, equal. I will get 2. Can you see that? I get 2. Alright, so means the value of 2 or any value that near to 2. So then this will be your answer. So I will give you one more example, 2 more example. Alright, let's continue with this. So same thing also, you look at this function. There is a square root function here. There is a surd here, right? This is the surd, square root of x plus 2 minus 2. Okay, this is the case. So now, then we test the value. We test that x equals to 2, right? X approaching 2, so we're putting 2 in our mind, intuitively, all right? Without writing out. So you minus 2, 2 minus 2. We replace the x with 2. So you have square root of 4, 4 minus 2. Square root of 4 minus 2, you have 2 minus 2, 0. And this one also 0. So this is the case, right? The case of 0 over 0. So as you know that if you have this type of cases, you have to cancel out some common factor, right? Yes, sir. You have to cancel out some common factor, but you can't see there is a common factor here, right? This is a square root, this is a surd, this is not a surd, right? So in order to resolve this type of problem, you have to using multiplication of conjugate. All right, multiplication of conjugate. So let's see the conjugate of this one is a surd, right? The conjugate for this, so square root of x plus 2, 2. Square root of x plus 2, 2. Minus, you change the sign, become positive. So these 2 is one pair. They are conjugate pair. These 2 are not conjugate pair. So you just put them side by side. So you put them side by side for these 2. Because these 2 are not conjugate pair. They are not conjugate pair. So you just leave it to be side by side without expanding. Alright, so now you're only expanding these 2. Square root of x plus 2, square root of x plus 2, you have x plus 2. Right? You know that square root of a multiply square root of a, you were getting a. Right? So now followed by 2 square root of x plus 2. negative 2 square root of x plus 2, right? Okay, and lastly, positive, negative, negative, negative 4. So you will see that these two will be identical like terms, so one positive, one negative, eliminate. So finally you have limit x approaching 2. So x 2 minus 4, negative 2. So this is the factor that we want. Square root of x plus 2 plus 4. This is the factor that we want to eliminate. So finally you have limit x approaching 2, 1 over square root of x plus 2 plus 2. So now you already eliminate the term that causing this function to become 0 over 0. So now you can directly substitute into the function, where square root of 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2, you have 4. Then you will have 1 over 2, square root of 4 is 2, 2 plus 2, 1 over 4, alright, which is 0.25, right? So you can also using calculator. So I always teach you that the way to checking your answer. So now you have, right, same thing, I key in this function, right? So square root of alpha x plus 2, then move out from the square root, pressing this arrow, then minus 2, so negative 2, then here you have alphabet x minus 2, right? Then you will have square root of x plus 2 minus 2 over x minus 2. Then you're pressing the button, calculate, right? Calculate. Then key in any value near to 2, right? Near to 2. So near to 2, not 2, but near to 2. So which is x equals to 1.999999, or maybe you can choosing 2.00001. As you round off, you're getting 2. This one also round off, you're getting 2. So this one is to the right, it's just to the left, right, near. So you just calculate either one. So okay, I may calculate 1.999999, and I'm pressing equal. Then I have 104. Can you see that? I'm getting 104 as my answer. So or I can calculate 2.0001. 2.00001. Then I'm pressing equal, double thumb. Okay, never mind, I'm getting this, but this is nearly 0.25, right? Nearly 0.25. Calculate 2.000001. Okay, I get nearly 0.25. Alright, so you can confirm that your answer is correct. So let's move on to the last examples. Okay, let's look at these examples. So, okay, this is also a function, a rational function with a cert, right? With cert, the function. So, then we test value. Okay, we test the 1. Okay, we direct substitute 1. What will happen when you direct substitute 1 into the function? So you will have square root of 4, 2, 1 minus 1, you are getting 0 over 0. So if you direct substitute, this is the case, right? If you directly substitute, this is the case. So for this type of case, you need to cancel out some common factor, right? You need to cancel out some common factor. So in order to get that common factor, there is a cert here. So we have to multiply. The techniques for this question here is we multiply the conjugates of the certs. So which will be 2 plus square root of x squared plus 2, 2 plus with square root of x squared plus 2. So if this is the case where it's 0, 0 and there is a cert, this is the only way. You multiply the conjugate. So then now for these two, this is not a conjugate pair. This one and this one is not a conjugate pairs. So means if they are not a conjugate pairs, we just put them side by side. Alright, don't try to expand this, you are getting more tedious. So now expand this one and this one, you will get is a conjugate pair. So 2 times 2, we have 4, and 2 with this one you have positive 2 square root of x squared plus 2, right? Followed by negative 2 square root of x squared plus 2. Negative, positive and negative, square root of, oh, this one is 3, sorry, this is 3. So these two are the same thing, right? A square of a, you will get negative a. Don't forget to put a negative, right? Negative, positive, negative. And this whole thing, when you multiply, you're getting x squared plus 3. So put a bracket here. So very important. So limit as x approaching 1. Okay, these two will eliminate off. So you will have 4 minus 3, right? 4 minus 3, you have 1 minus x to the power of 2. So then you have x minus 1, 2 plus square root of x squared plus 3, right? So when you know that this is the case of 0 over 0, there must be a factor that you can cancel, right? You can eliminate. So in this case, I still can't see there is a common factor that I can eliminate. But I know that x squared, 1 minus x squared can rewrite as 1 minus x squared can rewrite as x squared. I can factorize the negative. I will get x squared minus 1, right? Negative x squared, positive 1. I factorize the negative. Then I can factor out this one. Factorize, you become x squared, x plus 1, x minus 1. Right? X minus 1, x plus 1. So I replace, I substitute inside here. So limit as x approaching 1. And this one will become negative. This one is the same as this one, right? So it can be modified, become negative x minus 1, x plus 1 divided by x minus 1, 2 plus square root of x squared plus 3. This is the one that we want to eliminate. So now we have already reached the objective where we eliminate these two common factors here. So now we can directly substitute. So negative x plus 1, over with 2 plus square root of x squared plus 3. Alright, now it's time to evaluate. Substitute the 1, you have negative 1 plus 1 divided by 2 plus square root of 1 square plus 3. So which will giving you negative 2 over 2 plus square root of 4. You have 2. So you are getting negative 1 over 2. Right? So this is your answer for these limits. Alright? Okay, again, I show you one more time the way to using this calculator. I show you have many times, so hope you can really understand. So now I key in this 2 minus, sorry, so 2 minus square root alphabet x here, right? X squared plus 3. So now you have alphabet x minus 1. So this is the function, right? So this is the function. So you have 2 minus square of x squared plus 3, x minus 4. Then you're pressing the button calculate. Calculate the value that near to 1, right? Near to 1. So you can calculate 1.001. 1.001 is considered very near to 1. So equal, sorry, I calculate, okay, 2 minus, oh, I key in wrongly. So this one's supposed to be, pressing the button AC. So I key in wrongly. This one I have to be 2 minus x squared plus 3, and this will be x minus 1. Alright? Okay, sorry, x minus 1. So, okay, now it's exactly the same, right? Exactly the same. Then I pressing calculate. 1.0001. Okay, any number that near to 1. So you get negative 1 over 2. Right? You're getting negative 1 over 2. Or you can key in 0.999. Calculate 0.9999. Okay. This number very near to 1. So equal. You are still getting negative 1 over 2 as your answer. So try to make use of this calculator. Alright? Okay, that's all for this type of limits.